Let me know when you've got the screen.
Yes, I have it.
All right. So, um, the new Illinois script, this is with NGE only. As you can see, there are many changes that began on the 6th. So,
The screen is still black.
the biggest change to listen for is they must provide their rep ID number. That's in Illinois only. Any questions on that? Anybody?
Yes. No.
Everything good? Okay, so rep ID number you must hear in Illinois. Um, Another difference in Illinois that's brand new is they have to ask if there are currently 90 days or more past due. If the customer says yes, the call needs to be canceled. We must hear that question. When they ask the customer to go grab the bill, they cannot ask the customer for their account number until all the disclosures have been provided on the call. The disclosures are these bullet points here. They must give these estimates in Illinois now. That's an Illinois law. It's the same whether it's Vista and all that. Spark's going to be changing over to that. But right now it's just NGE. So remember, you must hear they're giving the estimates before asking for the customer's information. If they're asking for the customer information prior, you need to note that whether it would be a complaint, just say yes, and say did not provide estimate before asking the account number. With NGE, you know they can offer a 6-month program on their rate or a 12-month program. I believe most everyone is selling a 12-month program. So you need to listen to make sure if they're selling the 12-month program, they're offering these estimated rates. They should be saying that at 500 kilowatts, your estimated monthly bill should be around $59.90. These figures must be disclosed exactly as it is on the script. If they're providing the 6-month program, then they would say at 500 kilowatts, your estimated monthly bill is $57.40. They must state all three. So if it's a 12-month, they have to state at 500 kilowatts, your estimated monthly bill is $59.90. If you're using at 1,000 kilowatts, then your estimated monthly bill is $109.85. If you're using 1,500 kilowatts, your estimated monthly bill would be $159.80. They must disclose all three, whether it's 6 months or the 12 months. And after disclosing it, they have to say, to confirm the estimated monthly bill is the supply portions only and does not include delivery charges. Once they state that, and maybe we'll have them change this into purple so we know they must ask if it's okay if they proceed. If you don't hear that on your notes on the submission, where it says, will this be a customer complaint? Say, yes, did not ask if they can proceed. As you see here in green, rep cannot continue with the call unless they ask the customer's permission to proceed. Are there any questions on the script and what to listen for?
Basically, what I understand, just to review it, is that any of those can be a complaint. It doesn't have to be like they missed one, like they missed two. Only missing one of them is a complaint.
All right. No, I would say if they only give two, then put that into the notes. If they don't state it at all, that's going to be the complaint. We'll go through on where to all write it in the submission forms. But as of now, are we clear of what we need to listen for? We must listen for the rep ID number. We must listen to their asking if it's 90 days or more. And we're listening for the estimates must be stated before getting the customer's information. We are listening for the estimated bills. And we're listening for them asking the customer to proceed. We clear?
Any question, guys? Are you there?
Questions?
Yes, they are, but they have a very low microphone.
All right. All right. So once they ask if the customer can proceed, this script is the way it's always been. Remember, in Illinois, they have to give the 3 customer service numbers to National Gas and Electric, ComEd, and the Illinois Commerce Commission, known as the ICC. This is not new. Just listen for it. The calendar days are exactly the same. Your recap is the same. Your TPV is the same. So the only changes that you have to listen to is page 1 here. The very colorful page 1. All right, these are your current rates for Illinois. Please make sure that you have them. All right. Everyone had that too. These are the rates for New Jersey, of course, and Pennsylvania. All right. Okay. So, if there's no questions on the script, let's go forward to the review. All right. On the review, we customer name, phone number, team name, and date of sale, as always. As you notice here, this is the review form you got last week. Over here, in Illinois only, you have to hear the name, the supplier, and the rep ID. All right. If in Illinois they give the name and supplier and no rep ID, then you would state agent said name and supplier, and then in the notes, you would type in no agent ID. All right, that's if they're still only doing the name and supplier only. This next question, disclose the estimate bill and ask permission to proceed. That's Illinois only. That is this part of the bill. All right. Agent disclosed estimated bill and asked to proceed. That's good. Over here, that's what you select if they only did one of them. Agent did not disclose estimated bill or did not ask for permission. Click on that if they only give one of them. NA means that they didn't do any of them. If you put NA, then we know that they didn't do either. So there should be no notes. With agents disclosed estimated bill and to ask to proceed, there should be no notes. The only notes is if they did one, and type in here what they did not do. So in this case, if they didn't ask for permission to proceed, no permission. That's all you would need to put. Keep the notes brief. With the script, like you always do, continue to send bill, read meter, and handle emergencies. The disclosed all rates. If they, over here, if they did not disclose all terms, if they didn't go over it at all, just put that. Write in no terms. If they left out like the ETF, then just put in did not disclose all terms and just type in no ETF. Did customers provide did they disclose the customer service number? If it's in Illinois, you put yes. If it's all three, add not at all. If they didn't provide any, if they only provided one or two of them, go partially, and just in the notes, put no, in this case, ICC. That lets us know right there that they did the customer service for ComEd and National Gas, but not for the ICC. The bill is exactly the same as it is. The account holder exactly the same. The TPV process exactly the same. Will this come back as a yes or no, as a complaint? If you notice here, we've gone through your submissions up on the script to cover the rep ID. So we'll see that in the notes. Over here, this is not in the notes. This part here. Currently, the 90 days and all that. So I will see if that needs to be added or how big of an issue that is. So for now, when we go back into the submission, put on this very bottom note that you did not ask if 90 days past due. We'll probably have that added. But for now, as I said, just put it on the very bottom. If they miss any of this new stuff, the rep ID, if they went for the customer information before giving the estimated amount, if they did not ask the customer if their permission to proceed, those would be the reasons why we would put, will this call come back as a complaint? It'd be yes, and that's where you would detail no rep ID, got customer information prior to the estimates, did not ask to proceed. Those what we need to know as a complaint in detail for this question. Any questions? If they only provided 2 of the customer service numbers, that's not a reason for complaint. If they only did 2 of the estimates, that would just be in the notes here. That's not a reason to complain. If they don't give the estimates, that's the reason of the complaint. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Wait a
I barely hear you.
I have a question. Please
Okay.
wait 1 minute, please. 1 minute. Okay, Mr. Luis, we have a question. On the ask customer to proceed, there was an instance in which an agent, an agent said that, okay, your rates are that and such and such, and by the end of the call, he didn't ask the customer like, okay, now do you want to proceed? No, he just said that is the way we proceed. He didn't ask if he was allowed to proceed.
No, that's a complaint.
That's a complaint?
Yeah.
Okay.
The state did not ask. Yeah. Just put that in the notes.
Yeah.
Agent said we are proceeding, but did not ask. They have to get the customer's okay.
Right.
And
Now we're going to retrain everybody again. Again, as it's really in bold here. We're going to go over all this script again with the new centers that they're bringing on, and they're bringing on a lot. In fact, they're probably going to shut down most of the NGE in other states just to do Illinois. So they must ask. Okay?
okay. And a question. The customer number, if the agent didn't say a customer number, is a reason to complain?
If the customer what?
If the agent didn't say a customer number, for example, the ICC number, if the agent didn't say that number, for example, it's a complaint.
If they do not provide an ID number,
No, the ICC number, a customer number.
the customer number,
Yes. If
You mean all three of the customer service numbers?
yes. If the agent didn't ask, didn't say, for example, the ICC number or the supplier number is a reason to complaint.
Okay, are you referring at the customer service numbers?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
It's a complaint if, let me find it here. Here. If it's not at all.
Right. But we have to, but if, for example, he say supplier and utility number, but if
Uh-huh.
he didn't say the ICC number, if a reason to complaint,
With the ICC number?
yes. If he say
No.
if, okay,
Again,
okay.
if they are not providing any of them, then just click at not at all. And then over here, put yes, no customer service numbers.
Okay.
Okay, but that's if they do none. If they do one or two and just, let's say, Jay, they just give the customer service number of NGE. If they gave one or two of them, click partially and just state here which ones were not stated.
All right.
So if they do one, you would not note that as a complaint.
Okay.
Only none.
Okay, that was my question.
Okay.
Any phone numbers? Okay. That's all.
All right.
Yes.
Now, I've sent you recordings for a team called Dignity, I believe.
What? Can you repeat that, please?
Here. Let me share my screen here. We sent you. Oh, I'm in Spark. I gotta go to NGE. I'm sorry. There's a team they just brought on in Illinois. I'm sorry. It's Dynamic. In your Dropbox, remember that name, Dynamic, because you have to listen to it a little more carefully than anybody else right now. Of course, when you listen to calls, like you did with Emmanuel and Leo, you were listening to see if there was interruptions, if there were different voices. You should still listen for those now on every call if it's obvious. But with this team, I'm going to put the folder in there with their own recordings. On their recordings for that team only, listen really carefully if you hear any type of fraud. For Dynamic team only, listen to the TPV portion.
Okay.
We've worked with them on the past with a different team name. We recommended that Dark Star does not to bring them on, but they brought them on. All right.
Yes.
So, hold on 1 second. So, again, with Dynamics, the only team to listen onto the TPV portion. There's going to be another team called Office 13 and Spark. Make note of that. I'll put them in the different folder too. We had caught them on fraud back at the beginning. You guys actually did that.
Okay.
They were one of the first teams on Spark. They were not in compliance. You guys did great reviews, and we shut them down. Well, Dark Star just brought them back without even telling us. So you'll have a team in the Spark folder that will show Office 13. Listen for fraud on them also. All right?
Yes, yes.
And I'll create their individual folder.
Okay.
All right. So with all recordings, just listen for any change of voices or something that seems as if the call is edited. But with these two teams, really pay attention to it.
Okay.
All right. So how can we tell? How can we tell that a recording that you're about to listen to is Illinois? So your first thing to do within the call, besides to Google what the area code is, if they state their rep ID, then you know it's an Illinois call.
Yes.
If they don't state the rep ID, we don't know. We don't know if it's another state at that point, or we don't know if they just didn't state it.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
The second one, if they ask for utility assistance. Illinois is the only one with LIHEAP and budget billing. The others have more. Massachusetts has 4. I think Ohio, Pennsylvania has 3. They have cap. Illinois is the only one with these 2. So if you hear just LIHEAP and budget billing, it's probably Illinois. Again, we don't know for sure because somebody just might mention those 2 if they're calling in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
If they do the 90 days thing, you know it's Illinois. If they do the estimates, you know it's Illinois. So if you hear stuff, you know it's Illinois. If you don't hear it, it could still mean the agent just isn't stating it. So what you can do is when they go over their bill, they'll usually ask for ComEd. ComEd's the only electrical provider in Illinois. So if they're not doing all this new stuff, and if you hear the word ComEd, then you know that's Illinois.
Okay.
Unfortunately, unlike with Spark's easier because their rates are different for every state, for every supplier. So we can't focus on the rate over here because electricity is all 9.99 cents for the 12 months. So the only other way here would be if they go over their bill. When they go over the address of the bill, listen for the state of Illinois. Because we just got to make sure we're reviewing this correctly for the state of Illinois only. If they're doing Pennsylvania and you're putting notes, they didn't give the agent ID, they didn't give the estimates, that's going to be a problem. If they're calling in Illinois and you're passing it thinking it's Pennsylvania, that's going to be a problem. And that's a problem we need to avoid. So if you don't hear the keys such as ComEd, the review of the address or states, your only other way to make sure is to Google the area code. I mean, again, if they're stating some of the new stuff, you know. But if they're, and then that's simple. But if they're not stating it, we don't know. We can't assume it's not an Illinois call. And because we don't hear any of this, we can't assume it is an Illinois call.
Okay, we get it.
So make sure you hear at least one of the new stuff so that you know it's Illinois. And as I said, worst case, Google that phone number. It'll tell you what state it's in.
Right.
You'll also have keys for the area code. I mean, the zip code. They usually repeat what the zip code is. I believe Illinois starts with 6. Zip code is like 60604.
Guys, it's not difficult, and don't think it's difficult to find out which state you are, because if you're doing like 3 calls per hour, 4 per hour, just in the beginning of the call, that's the first thing that you should be doing. Don't think about any part of the TPV or, well, of the call before knowing which state you are reviewing.
I mean, hold on, let's see here. For Illinois zip codes, I believe it starts with the number 6.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yes.
Illinois will begin with 6. So here, the other state is New Jersey. There's only 3 states now, which they're going to be calling in. Everyone else has been shut down. New Jersey's zip code begins with 0.
Yes.
And Pennsylvania. Begins with 1. Let's see. That's weird. Let's see. Philadelphia. They call a lot of Philadelphia there. Yeah, once. Okay. So that's how you can tell when you're listening in the recording. And again, if it's one where they're not going through everything, all the new stuff, pay attention to the zip code. If it's a 0, you know it's New Jersey. If it's 1, you know it's Pennsylvania. If it's 6, you know it's Illinois. All right?
Yeah, all right.
All right. Any questions? I know that the submission form, there's going to be questions on what to do, what to not do. You know, for right now, let's not worry too much about that. Just get all the correct information. The big thing now is to make sure if you're listening to an Illinois a call, you're doing a Illinois review, and make sure you know exactly what needs to be heard on that call.
Okay.
All right?
Yes, all right.
Yes, all right.
All right. And any questions?
No. We don't have questions.
Okay. Then let me bring something up here. Okay, I told you about Office 13. Let me go here. Okay. I am getting these from your people, and I really appreciate it. It's great. The only thing that I ask is Um,
Can you repeat that, please?
I said, I'm getting these emails from you, and I really appreciate it. It's very, very helpful. Keep them coming. It's great. The only thing I ask is, instead of sending me this link, is there a way I could just get the company name? Like this one is, who is this company? So I have to look through. Oh, okay. It's Will Joe 7.
Okay.
And
We
yeah,
need
can instead of this link, can you type out the name of the company, the date of the enrollment, and the phone number?
Okay, we'll take that in mind.
Yeah, and then also that I could just take that and get it to the get an email over to the company to have them attach the recording on the email, and then I'll just send that over to you to review the first portion.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, so I don't need this. I just need the company, the date, and the phone number, and the reason, like this, which is perfect, and then I'll take it from there.
Great. By the way,
All right.
I think your screen freezed.
I'm sorry.
I think your screen freezed. I don't know if you are moving anything, but just
Oh, okay. Are you seeing this?
nope.
I'm seeing the script.
We're seeing the script.
Do you have it now?
Nope. I mean the script, yeah, we have the script, but we can only see the script in the screen. I don't know if you have your computer like that or something.
Are you seeing the Sandbox email?
Nope.
Nope.
Wow. All right. Hey, David, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to forward you this example of the email to your quality team too.
Yes, no problem.
And
I just have to make the arrangement to see which folder is the recording and the sales date. So
yeah, I mean, I think it's all here up on the link. It's just easier. Like this says, it's Will Joe 7. There's the phone number here, 848-213, and the date is 11/18, I believe. Oh no, it's
yeah,
I don't
it
know.
can be
Right.
tricky. You can lose dates and information if you
Yeah.
do it.
So I just sent you an example of this of the email. Instead of this link, I just need the company name, the phone number, and the date and the reason.
Okay.
All right. Hold on, I got to respond to this guy.
Wow.
All right. So but besides this, this is really, really great. Very helpful. Excellent.
We are seeing the screen now.
All right.
What about? Can you repeat, please?
So I got you.
We are seeing the screen now.
I got you a whole bunch of new recordings in here for Spark and for NGE.